Drew Alba here with manager of the Walla Walla Sweets, Colby Watilo, for another edition of
Countdown
with Colby. We got it right that time. Nailed it. It's been a few times since we've gotten it right, I feel like.
Yeah, it has been, but we did respond today.
Good response today. Sweets looking to respond after yesterday's ball game. You want to talk a little bit about it? Walla Walla, a lot of opportunities, just couldn't scrape across the run there.
Yeah, a lot of opportunities for us yesterday. Just didn't quite get the base knock with the runners on base that we needed to. We pitched it well. We had a lot of runners on base, and just a couple plays on the defensive end, and then not getting the swing when we needed it, and that was kind of the difference in yesterday's game.
Turf really bounced, so we saw a lot of balls hit to the left side of the infield. Does your mindset change at all, kind of knowing that?
No, not really. I think for us it was I think getting on time on the offensive side and making sure that we're contacting the baseball in the way that we want to. We hit a lot of choppers. We were beat with a lot of fastballs, and just didn't make adjustments as quickly as we needed to be able to flip the momentum in that game yesterday. And so there's some bounces out there, but with it being turf, it's bouncing true. And so I think we learned from yesterday, have a full day out there, and so today should be a little more experience with how the field's playing.
All right, so we're game number 2 here in Cowlitz. Have you been around the area, Longview, at all before, for the last couple days?
A little bit, not too much as a tourist or on any sense, but played some baseball growing up in the area, growing up on the west side of Washington. So not my first time to the area, but haven't spent much time around here.
You enjoying it?
Yeah, it's been all right. It's been good.
No bend fishing or anything like that.
A little sleepier trip for us. Not as much to do off the field, so it's a little more chill in the hotel. But we're making do.
A lot of things happened in yesterday's ball game, including Gunnar Geil goes full Superman mode. I know he was taken out of the game after playing the defensive inning, which is obviously a good sign. It wasn't immediately impacting him. You do take him out. Will we see him in the lineup today?
We'll see. We're gonna let him try to run around during batting practice, see how his knee is feeling. Luckily it was more of just a blunt force to the knee that kind of shook him up a little bit, and so want to make sure we don't make a decision that's short-sighted, that sidelines him for longer than it needs to be. So if he needs the day today to kind of let the swelling go down and kind of get his legs underneath him, then we'll probably give it to him. But if he's ready to go, I would say it's a 50-50 chance at this point that we will see him in tonight's ball game.
Alex Jennings out on the hill for the Walla Walla Sweets. Not his finest outing against the Bend Elks. Goes through the first 2 innings looking mighty clean, honestly, and then couldn't find the zone there. Going into this ball game, do you tell him, let's forget about that, let's just move forward and move past it here in Cowlitz? I
think we made a really good plan over the last week of things that he needed to work on to try to iron out between that last start in Bend and now his next opportunity being here today. And so, I think he's put in a lot of really good work. He's had a great plan to what he's been doing over the last 6 days to make sure that his body's recovering and resting up, but that he's also made the adjustments he needs to. And so I'm excited to see him go back out today. Hopefully have a great response from what we saw in his outing last week and give us a good chance to try to even the series.
A big chance again. Once you got to win today's ball game, Coach, to even the series and then try to take it on a Thursday. Another big one today, and then you're looking forward to Corvallis. Does your mind start to go there at all, or you're focused right here?
Pretty focused right here. We want to make sure that we're collecting series wins, and so obviously dropping the first one, we put ourselves behind the 8 ball a little bit. So we've got a lot of business to take care of here over the next 48 hours, and then once we get on the bus tomorrow night, in a little over 24 hours from now, we'll start thinking about Corvallis.
Your pitching staff allowed just 1 walk yesterday. What do you want to say to that? I mean, that hasn't always been the case this year.
Yeah, no, it's been up and down a little bit in some senses. We've had a lot of really strong performances on the mound. I would say more strong than not very strong. And so yesterday was awesome to see only the 1 free pass. It kind of is a good example of the sentiment, kind of the mindset we try to take in there of going right after hitters, trying to make them swing the bat to get on base, make them earn the things that they get. And so it was great to see our pitching staff, everyone that got in the game yesterday, do an excellent job doing just that.
Especially as of late, the pitching's been kind of up and down, but you look at the last 4 games, giving your offense a chance to win every single one of those ball games. As an offense, how do you take advantage when you look on the other side and our pitchers are shoving out there?
Yeah, I think it's don't try to do too much with every single swing. I think we need to get back to maybe trying to string some at bats and string some hits together. Yesterday, it felt a little bit, we got a couple of opportunities, but I think those felt like such big opportunities because it wasn't very frequently that we felt like we put consistent pressure back to back to back on Cowlitz. It was, hey, a hit here and then maybe a couple easy outs and then we go back, and then maybe one more hit after that, but it wasn't in a row, and so easier said than done. But I think finding a way for the pressure to be a little bit more consistent, for them to have to really have to make a play to get out of an inning. We were talking about as a pitching staff having to try to minimize the innings that we found ourselves in on the defensive end, which we did a pretty good job of yesterday. But I think there's a little bit. If we can make that job a little harder on the opposition, I think we'll see a few more runs up there.
On advantage counts, 3-0, 3-1. A lot of opportunities yesterday and not a lot of production, to be honest. Your guys are getting to that moment and then struggling to find their way. Is that kind of just happenstance right now? Is there some sort of mindset thing to that?
No, I think it's just maybe trying to do a little bit too much. And then also, it kind of goes back to what we talked about of making sure that we're on time. Hey, if we're going to go in these counts and we're going to swing and that's the pitch that we want, like, we need to be geared up and ready to go and don't, we can't miss those opportunities. And so I think there's an aggressiveness mentality a little bit in some of those counts that hopefully we can bring to the table today and make sure that when we do find ourselves in a hitter's count and in a position for us to do some damage, that we get our best swing off, that we leave no doubt out there that it was if they get an out of it, it's them beating us at our very best.
Alex Jennings out on the hill today, game number 2 against the Cowlitz Black Bears. Let's lead to our question of the day with manager of the Wall Sweets, Colby Watilo. The question of the day is actually going to be a trivia of the day.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you a couple of baseball, words or phrases, and you have to say what they are and why do you think they are that way.
Okay.
The first one is, this might be one that you could get, a golden sombrero.
Well, it's a hat trick if you have 3, right? And the golden sombrero is 4.
Four strikeouts in a game, a golden sombrero. Do you know why it's called a golden sombrero?
Other than a sombrero is a type of hat, I don't know.
It's because a hat trick, just a regular hat, and then it's elevated. You got to put something. So they thought, let's make it a golden sombrero. That means you have 4. 5 is Olympic rings. You know that?
I did not. I've actually heard that one called the platinum sombrero.
I've heard that too. It can go.
I've never heard the Olympic rings though. That's the first time.
Yeah. All right, can of corn.
It's a easy pop up out. Why it's called that, I'm not sure. It's just
back in the 1900s. People in their in grocery stores, the canned goods would be near the top of the shelf. They'd knock it down, catch it in their apron, and they'd get really good at it. It's a can of corn, nice and easy.
All right, there you go. Okay.
Now you know. All right, the rubber match.
Yeah, that's the deciding game. You split the series. It's the last game. It's what decides it. Also, don't know why it's called that.
Imagine pulling a piece of rubber, right?
Okay.
It's not gonna break. There's no halfsies. It's got to go one way. So it's called the rubber match. Back in like the 1800s. So there's 3 phrases. I got a few more for you, but I know you got to run off. Do some BP over here. Big, gonna throw in BP today. How you feeling about that?
Oh, feeling good. Ready to go. Yeah, we're gonna fill up the strike zone. Let these guys feel good. Get some swings off.
Nice. All right. Once again, manager of the Wall Sweets, Colby Watilo. Another edition of Countdown with Colby. Thanks so much.
Yeah. Thanks, Drew. Go Sweets.